My company is Admin Tick, and I'm a virtual assistant. So I help a lot of people with their admin. So it could be small companies or charities. I started 13 years ago. I was actually CP Secretarial Services, but actually due to WIBN, I've rebranded. It's been a bit of a year. I've always worked in offices. It's been very different sort of things, but I did a lot of sales, and I absolutely loved that. And then I fell pregnant with my son 14 years ago, and I thought I didn't want to. My next step was really to go to London. I didn't really want to, and so I thought, it was a friend actually that gave me a magazine and said, I've seen this article about a VA. I think you could probably do it. And it just, I don't know, it was weird. It just sort of spoke to me. So I called around some VAs. I'll be honest, at the time, so this was a long time ago, people were not very, I spoke to 3 VAs and they were very, oh no, I don't really want, they were quite rude. And then I actually called people that were far away from me because I thought we're not going to be competition, blah, blah. Anyway, there wasn't very many for me to choose from. And there was a lady that lives literally a couple of streets away. And I thought, I'll just try, see what happens. And she was so lovely. I spoke to her for about 2 hours. I wrote loads of notes. So I went to loads of training, and that was really good. So I learnt loads from her. And then she ended up getting another job, and I took it over from her. And then I was CP Secretarial Services. And then, a year ago, I'm Admin Tick. I love being creative, anything to do with Canva. I do sort of templates and things. I do a lot of social media for people. We do a lot of work on Trello, so that could be setting Trello boards up to get people organised. And it's just general admin, really. It could be quite random things. People just call me and say, would you be able to do this? Would you be able to set that up for me? My top tip probably to any business owner is I've spoken to so many people that they said, oh, it's taken me 2 hours to do this one image. And if it's taking you that long, or it's not for everybody. So just outsource it, because the time you're spending to do those little jobs that you always put to the bottom of your to-do list, you may as well just outsource it and, get your own money in. So I'm a member of the Brentwood and the Brentwood and Thurrock and the Billericay group with Judy Hoskins, and she's amazing. So right in February, I lost my main client, and I'm really pleased because they retired, and they needed to retire, and I'm really happy. But at the same time, I was a bit like, oh my God, what am I going to do? So I spoke to a friend called Emma Sullivan, who's in another WIBN. She put me in touch with Judy. We had a chat. And we were all ready to meet face to face. Everything was going fine. And then lockdown hit. So she said, she's so lovely. And she said, don't worry, it didn't take long. I must say that about WIBN. They got it going quick, really. And then I remember the first meeting. So I hadn't done networking for it must have been about 11 years. And I'm on Zoom. I'd never used it before, and I thought, but everyone was in the same boat, and it was quite fun. So we went through the whole, you're on mute, and sharing, people drawing over the screen and all that sort of stuff, and working out how it all works. So it was fun. But we that's how it started, really. So that was back in March last year. So I haven't been a member for long. I was when I first started, years ago, and that was face to face. But I've just been a member, so I haven't actually met many people in real life. Amazing benefits. I think I must admit, I don't know what I would have done if I didn't have it during lockdown, because it was one of those things that I threw myself into everything, especially when the passport thing came about. I literally just went onto the website, found all the organisers' email address, and just emailed everybody and sort of introduced myself and said, I'm a virtual assistant, so if you've got a little slot, I'd love to come along. And I've met so many different people, and so at the beginning I didn't really have much going on because I'd lost that main client. I had a couple of other little bits, but I needed to build it up. And my children are older, so they're 12 and 14, so they were on their phones. They would, they don't really, I wasn't that mum that they sort of needed me very much. As long as they were fed and awake in time for their school, that was all they sort of needed me for. So I went along to all these meetings. I just booked one-to-ones with everybody, really, because I really think the one-to-ones are when you really get there. That's when you can really find out about these people and what, because it's like Judy says, if you come along to every meeting, you only really get to speak for 12 minutes. I know you go in the breakout rooms and stuff, but to talk about yourself is just 12 minutes for a whole year. So the one-to-ones are the big bits. And I've just met some. So it was great because I always had, my diary was always booked. I always had something to do. So I'm not one to, I did stay in. It was one of those things. I'm used to working from home, but it was, what it was like. It was, you couldn't go out. So that I just filled my time with one-to-ones. Yeah, I just went to all of them. So I was rocking up, and there was Sandy, St Neots, Radley. I went to a lot in London. I just went to all the ones that there wasn't a VA, basically. And it was great because the thing is with WIBN, the meetings are always pretty much the same. I think the most daunting thing is the 60 seconds. So as long as and all I did with that, I tried a few different things, actually. I tried having a bit of paper and I'd sort of sit there like that, and then I tried just talking. That didn't work either, because I just thought, all I kept thinking was, you're going over your minute, you're going over your minute. So then I just broke all the different things that I did in my business down. So I ended up having about 6 or 7, and I adapt them as I go really now, and I had about 6 or 7 different minutes, and then like a general one, that was like a roundup, and then different ones. And the best thing I found to do was to put, it's not going to work for everybody, but I put the Word document on one side of the screen and then scooped the Zoom to the other side. So I did try it where it was just a Word document, and then I thought, are they there? I'm just talking to myself. That was weird. So I found the best way is just to read, time yourself, to check that it's a minute, and that's how, that's how it seems to work. But that's the main thing. I think the scary bit for everybody, that every group you go to, like I say, is pretty much the same. So as long as you don't worry about the minute and just have that, then you can really enjoy. Because the last thing you want to be doing is not listening to people, because you're thinking, oh, is it me? It's going to be me next. Loads of collaborations. I think the main one was Sally Inkster. I met her right at the very beginning, really, and we had a one-to-one, and she invited me along to she did a Friday morning. She still does it, Friday morning, half an hour, 10:30 to 11. So I'd go along and she'd talk about, it was just really practical business. That's what I like. You know that you're going to go along and get something out of it. And it was sort of time management, about networking, all different things. And I'd go along, and we ended up having another one-to-one. She's really good at what she does. She's a branding expert. And I went through her course, and that's how I ended up changing my name and everything through Sally's course. And then we've ended up creating a membership group, which is still the same half an hour on a Friday morning, but it's just a bit, we can put more bits into it. So I do the admin, Sally's the face, and she talks about it all. So, but we've never met. So we talk pretty much every day, and we've never actually met in real life. There's a lady called Jo. She's in St Neots, and she's my website lady. So I can do the odd bit on websites, but I'm not, not brilliant at it. So any problems, I call Jo. Again, I've never met her. I've got a printer lady. She's from the Sandy group. She's there as well. So there's all these different people and other VAs as well. I mean, Judy does a lot of extra stuff, so she does little groups and gets us together. And I've met VAs through there, and it's been brilliant for me because we all specialise in different things. So, and that's something I didn't have before. I was very on my own, doing my own thing. I'd always, if someone asked me to do something, I'd always find them. I'd always say, look it up for them and say, you know, but now I can confidently say, yes, somebody can do that for you. There you go, and pass them over. I think if you're just starting out, I think definitely do the making the most of your membership. I went along to that, and there were other ladies that were in the same boat as me. We'd never done the 60 seconds before and all that sort of stuff. So we had Judy. Judy was our organizer. So we went through that, and it's funny now because you see their 60 seconds now compared to when we first started, and it's, you know, there's a big difference. So I definitely do that. Just be comfortable with your 60 seconds so you can, like I said, concentrate on what other people are saying and don't get nervous about your own one. It's fine, you've got it sorted. Then I print off, you get an attendance sheet, I print it off, I write all over it. I'm a bit of a highlighter person, so I'll highlight, you know. And so if somebody says they want to have a one-to-one with you, make sure you contact them. I will always I'll get in touch with somebody, everybody through LinkedIn, and with a private message, just to say LinkedIn's my sort of platform, but you know, if it's Facebook or whatever, just get in contact with them, even by email, and just say like, it was lovely to meet you. And I've set up a Calendly, which has been an absolute game changer for me, because then you can just put your link in there, and then they can pick a time and date that suits them best, and you don't have to go the backwards and forwards and I've double booked. The one-to-ones are the main things, and just contact everybody, because you never know. And as long as the passport thing's going on, do it. Just, you know, because it's great to see different groups. And like I said, they are pretty much the structure's the same. That's what I like. I've been to loads of different networking. They're all different, but you always know kind of where you are with WIBN.